Life 80,000 years ago was a contest written in dust and blood on the wide, sun-scorched savannah. 5 hunters of the clan move as a single organism of sinew and desperation. They are Homo sapiens, and their intelligence is a fragile shield against a world of overwhelming force. Their quarry, a giant eland, thunders ahead, a mountain of meat and hide that promises survival for weeks. For 2 days they have tracked it. Their persistence a testament to the gnawing emptiness in their bellies. Now, the moment is here. The lead hunter gives a shot, bird-like call, and the group splinters, flanking the beast, forcing it into a gully. Kale, young and hungry for recognition, is on the right. Bor, a seasoned hunter whose scars tell stories of past failures and successes, takes the left. They raise their arms, not in a simple throw, but in a motion of violent, kinetic genius. The wooden shaft of the atlet acts as an extension of their own bone and muscle, a lever that multiplies their power. With a sharp crack, 2 spears are launched, slicing through the hot air with terrifying velocity. They strike the eeland's flank almost as one. The immense creature stumbles, a deep groan ripping from its lungs. It crashes to the earth, raising a cloud of reed dust that momentarily veils its death. A collective shout of triumph rises from the hunters. The tension of the chase breaks. They approach the carcass with the reverence reserved for a fallen god, their minds already portioning the meat, the hide, the bone, but the joy curd less than the heat. 2 spears protrude from the eland's side. Bor's spearhead of dark chert is sunk deep behind the shoulder, a killing blow aimed for the heart. Kales, a light of flint, is buried in the powerful haunch. Bor grunts, placing a proprietary hand on the animal's neck. His KO is there a second later, his eyes blazing. He points to his spear, then beats his own chest. The other hunters freeze. This is a moment more dangerous than the charge of a lion. The unspoken laws of these early humans are ancient and fluid. But the hunter who deals the death blow takes the prize deliver. The horde, the glory, but who struck first, in the whirlwind of dust and motion, no one can say. The air, once filled with elation, now grows thick with a new kind of tension, a challenge to the very fabric of this small community of human ancestors. The dispute is not just about meat. It is about status, honor, and the fragile trust that keeps them alive. The march home is a silent ordeal. The great eland, slung between poles of stripped sapling, is a crushing weight on their shoulders. But the silence is heavier. The usual grunts of exertion and panting jokes are gone, replaced by the rhythmic tramp of feet and the buzzing of flies already gathering on the carcass. Kale and Bor are placed on opposite sides of the load, their knuckles white on the wood, their gazes fixed on the shimmering horizon. They are bowstring pulled taut, and the other hunters walk with the careful stillness of those who fear the snap. This is the slow poison of discord, a venom far more potent than any snake's. Back at the shelter, a shallow overhang of rock that has cradled generations of their hominid history, the clan feels the sickness before the hunting party even crests the last rise. There are no joyous cries from the returning men, no signal of success. The women, scraping hides and grinding roots, look up, their hands falling still. The children cease their play. The mood shifts from anticipation to apprehension. The hunters lay the eland down in the center of the camp. It is a magnificent offering, enough to banish hunger for a moon cycle. Yet no one celebrates. The 2 spears remain embedded in the hide, twin flags marking a conquered territory now locked in a bitter civil war. Kale and Bor separate, moving to opposite ends of the small camp, their postures rigid with indignation. The community, a delicate ecosystem of reliance, begins to fracture. A cousin of Kale's offers him water. Bor's mate glares from across the clearing. The core principle of their existence, a form of reciprocal altruism that ensures a lone hunter's failure does not mean his family starves, is being tested. Ansu, the elder, watches from the fire's edge. His body is a gnarled root, but his eyes hold the long memory of this clan's survival. He has seen drought and flood, the fury of the cave lion, the terror of the long dark. But this internal rot, is the fear that truly haunts him. Strength can be broken, but trust, once shattered, may never mend. He knows a judgment must be made. Brute force will not solve this. To side with the stronger hunter would only sow seeds of rebellion in the weaker one's kin. This moment calls for something new, a weapon forged not of stone, but of words. With the slow, deliberate movement of age, he rises. Every eye turns to him. The firelight flickers across a face etched with the burdens of leadership. He does not speak. He simply points one gnarled finger at Kale, then at Bor, and finally, at the contested heart of the great Eland. The fire crackles, a lone point of order in the vast, indifferent dark of the Efrakon night. Ansu has called the clan. They gather, forming a tight circle. Their bodies a warm barricade against the things that hunt in the shadows. This is their call, their theater, their entire world. In the center, illuminated by the dancing flames, lie the body of the Eland and the source of their conflict. Cade and Bor are brought forward, standing on opposite sides of the queue, the firelight casting their faces in harsh masks of anger and pride. Ansu does not speak a verdict. Instead, he begins a slow, deliberate pantomime, a piece of primitive technology as vital as any stone tool. He points to the two hunters, then to the spears. With grunts and gestures, he recreates the chase. The throw, the animals fall. He invites the other hunters to show what they saw, their hands mapping the flight of the spears through the air. The story they tell is one of chaos and simultaneity, a truth too fast for any eye to truly capture. He makes it clear there is no lie here, only an impossible question. His movements are the foundation of a process that future minds, in the far-flung study of anthropology, would call adjudication. He is not just a leader, he is an investigator, demonstrating to everyone that the old ways of assumption and brute strength are insufficient. The problem belongs to them all. He turns back to the carcass. He lays a wrinkled hand on Bor's dark-chert spearhead, lodged deep behind the shoulder. He looks at Bor, then touches his own chest, making the soft, rhythmic sound of a heart beating. Thump, 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 thump. Then, he makes a gesture of finality, of stillness, the heart-stopper. He moves to Kale's flint spear, embedded in the powerful muscle of the haunch. He touches it, then looks at Kale, and mimes the act of a desperate, winded run. The late breaker. His gaze sweeps across the firelit faces of his people, letting the weight of the evidence settle. He is forging a social contract in real time. Then, his voice, raspy with aged smoke, utters the judgment. The words are few, but they carry the weight of a new law. He points to the heart-stopper spear. The kill, that claim is strongest. Deliver, the hurt. The honors of the hunt belong to Bor. A low murmur ripples through the clan. Kale's jaw tightens, a bitter defeat. But Ansu is not finished. He takes Kale's spear, works it free from the muzzle, and hands it back to him with a look of respect. Then, using a sharp flake of stone, he makes a deep, deliberate cut into the eland's haunch, carving out a significant share of the meat at the very meat Kale's spear had pierced. He offers it to the younger hunter. The law is made. The one who delivers the killing blow wins the claim, but the one who aids the kill shares in the reward. It is a judgment of breathtaking wisdom. It acknowledges both strength and contribution. It preserves Bor's pride while salving Kale's honor. For a long moment, the two hunters stare at each other across the dead animal. Then, slowly, Bor gives a short nod. Kale accepts the meat. The tension that had threatened to shatter their world dissolves into the cool night air. The clan begins to butcher the eland, their movements now unified and purposeful. A crisis has passed. They have not only secured food, they have crafted a new tool for survival, an idea more powerful than any spear. The story of this night, a foundational piece of prehistory, will become a lesson, ensuring the social bond endures. We pull back from the flickering fire, from the scent of blood and roasting meat, and watch the small clan recede into the immense darkness of the Pleistocene. What we have just witnessed, in this makeshift court of dirt and fire, is the birth of an idea that would define the trajectory of human evolution. The law Ansu forged was not a divine command, but a practical solution to a deadly problem. A piece of social technology designed to subordinate individual pride to collective survival. This is the bedrock upon which all future justice is built, the hard-won understanding that our greatest strength is not in our spears, but in our agreements. Every contract we sign, every law we obey, every courtroom that stands today is an echo of that moment. It is a testament to our ancestors' profound discovery that a community bound by rules, even rules that chafe and demand sacrifice, will outlast the one ruled by impulse and brute force. This chronicle of ancient history is not just their story, it is the first chapter of our own. To understand their choices is to understand the very grammar of our humanity, the instincts that stir within us still. Witnessing their struggle is more than an act of observation. It is an acceptance of our inheritance. Place your hand on the cool stone of this record, and add your mark to the long count of those who remember. Their survival skills built the foundation of our world. The instincts of 1,000,000 years ago do not die. They merely sleep, waiting for the echo of a breaking trust. What law can bind a heart set on betrayal?